last week we talked about the adult child and the adult mind and child mind. And I wanted to read a comment that someone put up in Circle, which, by the way, I love seeing you guys use the Circle chats. It's so awesome to be seeing all of that back and forth going on. But I feel like this is going to help kind of strengthen what we already learned last week. So the comment says, in the week 3 Tuesday meeting on self-abandonment, we learned about our adult and child self. Our child self, or child mind, we called it, is ruled by emotion, and our adult self uses our thinking brain to make decisions. One example was our adult self choosing to work out, even though our child self didn't feel like it. In the previous week's meeting, explained that she was listening to her body and not working out as much. What is the difference between the two? Good question, right? So I just think that answering this is going to help a lot. So for example, first of all, our adult mind and our child mind, it's not an arm wrestle about getting ourselves into our adult mind 100% of the time. I would never want to live in my adult mind 100% of the time. My adult mind gets things done. My adult mind is logical. My adult mind knows responsibility. My child mind knows how to have fun. My child mind knows how to be spontaneous. My child mind is my emotional self. My adult mind is my parental, logical self. Child mind, you could say, is right brain. Adult mind, left brain. Child mind, you could also say, is subconscious. Adult mind, conscious. I don't know anybody that would choose one over the other. It's not a fight between the two. What we want to change is our relationship. We want to change our relationship with our adult mind and our child mind. So for example, narcissistic abuse separates us from us, right? We don't ever develop an adult mind. The narcissist forces themselves to stay in that position. We can't think for ourselves. We're not allowed to have our own emotions. We're not allowed to develop authenticity. So we wind up getting stuck in our child mind. As we're on this journey, we start realizing that our child mind is keeping us stuck in things that as adults, we want to do differently. And I know with myself, when I was at that place, when I realized, well, but I'm still stuck, I thought I could use willpower or force myself to do what I wanted to do. My relationship between my adult mind and my child mind, I didn't have one, except the internalized way I was treated. So if my child mind came on, I was very mean to myself. My child mind felt shame or sad. I'd be like, what are you, stupid? Look at that. You're pathetic. There's something wrong with you. Everyone's better. That's a horrible relationship. That's a horrible inner family system. So the purpose of our learning about child mind and adult mind has nothing to do with trying to force one over the other, but it's to figure out, to get a good relationship so we can figure out where the burdens from the past are showing up. And the burdens are the problem, not the child mind or the adult mind. I'll give you a couple of examples to make sense. So let's use an example. Case was she wanted to work out and she was forcing herself. So it might be like, oh, but her adult mind was online. Well, was it? What was the motive of her working out? There was a burden. If I don't work out, I'm bad. So the problem was the burden. It was the motive. Whereas in the example, it was just that the adult mind wanted to, and maybe the child mind had the burden. No, I don't deserve anything for myself. So it's really the burdens that we want to unload, and we want to help our adult mind and our child mind to work together. Does that clear that up a little bit more? Anyone feeling like it was like a war or a fight? If there's, I want to make space for questions, because this is the value of the live groups. If there's something you don't understand, let's peel it back. Let's figure it out and get that extra information. So I'll just leave some space. If anyone has a question, feel free to raise your hand.